Hey Danielle, I'm going to try to answer the question that you had during the last webinar about that normal distribution problem. And this is the spreadsheet that you sent to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work off the data that you've given me here. And what I did was I added some information. So you gave me this information right here, right? And what I'm going to do is, let me delete that. Hold on. And so what I did here is I just added some familiar variables. So you're using P here. I put mu for the average. So your P is the average in your calculations. So I got mu here. Your P hat is X. And you've got, of course, standard deviation here. So what I did was I created the z-score for this information. You got a z-score right over here. So look over here, and what I did was I created a normal distribution with the variables that you've included. So you have an average of 0.5, so I put 0.5 right here, right? And then you've got a standard deviation of 0.04. So if I add 0.04 to my 0.5, that's going to give me one standard deviation here. That's 0.54. If I subtract 0.04 from 0.5, that's going to give me one standard deviation on the left. Now, you've given me an x value right here of 0.46. So that puts 0.46 right here. Do you see how it's not quite one standard deviation away from the mean? It's right here. So that's what this number is right here. And so you were trying to interpret this right here, right? And if you go to that cell, you had the normal distribution function and you subtracted 1. And so what does that number mean? Well, keep in mind, when you use the norm distribution function, what that gives you is whatever, let's say you get a value of 0.8 for that. What that's saying here is that it's giving you the area roughly right about here under the normal distribution. In other words, this is 80% of the entire area under the normal distribution. And of course, this is going to be 20%. So that norm distribution gives you all of the area under the curve starting from the left and moving to the right. And so if I go into your formula and I backspace and take out that and I hit enter, you can see what that's telling you is it's giving you an area that's roughly over here, right? This is the area which is going to be about 21%, that area. And that kind of makes sense because this X value here is below the average, right? And what that's saying here is this is going to be roughly 20%. So all values are about 20% less. I mean, excuse me, 20% of all values are going to be less than 0.4667. And then if you go back into here, and I go back to this formula right here, and I put that number, gotta get it right where I want it to. If I put 1 minus, enter, that's going to tell you that this area right here, let me give it a different color. roughly 79% of the values are going to be greater than 0.4667. So this is how you interpret at least the information that you've given me here. With that, do I subtract 1? Do I minus 1? So hopefully, let me know if this answers your question. Again, at least when it comes to the data that you've given me in the spreadsheet, if you want me to tailor this to that exact problem that you were referring to, just let me know.